Dina Naschetti likes living in the center of Rome, although she shakes her head at the changes in her neighborhood. Ice cream shops, pubs, and fast food joints create a constant acoustic assault. Not even the music of buskers is redeeming. The district of Trastevere has succumbed to the Roman nightlife.
I dread every night when the pubs close their doors. People stay out on the streets after closing time shouting. Many young people are drunk. They urinate and throw up below my windows. Sometimes I even have to call an ambulance for them at 4 in the morning.
It's nighttime when Dina really loses her cool. She tries to get the musicians and revelers outside her apartment to quiet down, but has a hard time convincing them. It's midnight in Rome, and going home is the last thing on these people's minds.
How can anybody close up at 1 o'clock? For most people, that's when the night's just beginning.
The party-goers have little understanding for the neighborhood's older residents who want to turn in for the night.
Anyone who lives here in downtown Rome has enough money to buy a quiet flat somewhere else.
But many aren't prepared to move out. And young suburban Romans don't want rowdy revelers on their own doorstep either. They'd rather party in the city center. Noise was also a problem in Milan, but residents here put a stop to revelers keeping them up all night. Giulia and Luca set up a citizen action group that forced City Hall to pass more stringent laws on noise pollution.
The officials in City Hall understood that the most important thing is to protect the city, protect it from vandalism and graffiti, and keep its public works of art from being destroyed. After a night of partying, these people have completely lost control of themselves.
The two use decibel meters to bolster their fight against the noise. They say European Union law backs them up in their battle.
European law is on our side. It says residents here have to be informed before decisions are made that will radically alter their lives. I mean, a neighborhood here has been turned into something resembling Las Vegas, and no one was even asked about it.
New laws prohibit the consumption of food and drink on the streets of Milan after midnight. The aim is to prevent large gatherings and keep noise levels down. But snack bar owner Franco Falcone isn't happy. The new law means he can't sell his sandwiches to partygoers. And that, he says, could spell the end of his business.
At 1 in the morning, I'm not allowed to serve anything. It's also illegal to eat on the streets. It's madness. It's destroying 20,000 jobs here in the city.
Enjoying a gelato on the city streets was also initially forbidden. But even the peace-loving inner-city residents thought that was a step too far. Authorities reversed the decision and since then have been trying to take a more measured approach.
The law is aimed more at doner kebabs, pizzas, and bottled beer. Ice cream was also affected at first, but that was corrected after 48 hours.
Anyone eating or consuming alcohol in public is now politely asked to move on. Marco Granelli from City Hall thinks the generational divide is to blame for the noise problem. He increasingly sees it as a conflict between young people from the suburbs and elderly residents in the inner city.
We have to mediate. The new rules say that every public bar in the party districts has to be closed by 3 o'clock in the morning. We, the police, have to protect the interests of everyone who lives there.
But the bottles come out again as soon as the police are out of sight. Many partygoers are determined not to let the new regulations spoil their night out.
There's nothing really happening here right now. Come back at 4 when everybody's really drunk. Some are even using drugs. That's when they really let their hair down.
Signora Dina in Rome dreams of a good night's sleep and intends to keep on fighting for her full 40 winks.